Be there with it. Understand what it is, and yet take some very clear action. So one of my favorite movies is Men of Honor. And if you remember in that film, you had a wonderful diver. That diver was the character that Cuba Gooding plays in that movie. Cuba Gooding Jr., because his dad actually was a very well-known musician as well, those of you know that. So at any rate, Cuba Gooding Jr. actually is playing this great diver who has done all these wonderful missions all over the world, saving us from nuclear bombs, etc. Now what he does inside of the movie, at the very last point, is he's trying to save his fellow seamen on the ship. And in the process, takes a huge blow to his leg, his lower leg. And as a result, people are saying all around him, you should retire. You don't need to do this anymore. Just go home and relax, which would have been the easy thing for him to do. He decides not to do that, and he builds up his muscle strength, his capacity, his character. He even makes some personal sacrifices in order to continue to move forward. This picture here shows him at the hearing where they're trying to figure out whether or not he can return to active duty. And he's sitting in the chair, and he realizes they're going to have him put on a whole suit that he was not prepared to adorn that day. He was used to wearing the old suit that had him in before. He puts this one on, it's heavier, and I remember now, he doesn't have all of his regular capacities. He has to wear a prosthetic leg. But he walks toward the chief petty officer, who's played by Robert De Niro's character, 12 steps, but he makes it to the end. And he limps over a little bit, but he makes it. My point is, be comfortable in your struggle, but make progress. Move toward that. Find yourself some ways for you to go ahead and start finding yourself some mentors, look for some courses, get a coach if necessary to help you to take those steps and move ahead. So here I am with my mentor, and that's in the middle, that's Angela Arrow, and to the left of her is also Natasha Aldridge, who's here locally. But I have worked with her, have done some wonderful things, worked within her organization. She was the Chief Learning Officer at the National Headquarters of Girl Scouts USA when we were both working there together, and moved my leadership forward. I can call her anytime, day or night, about anything that I'm thinking about, but that's what you want. You want to have a very good and compelling support cast. So, I don't know if you can see this very well, but how many Sex and the City fans do we have out here? Typically, that's a lot of people, because just one thing. So, in the movie, Carrie is having this moment. She goes off to Paris. She follows this guy who she thinks is going to be her replacement for Big. He winds up not. And she loses herself. She picks up the chain that's inside of her purse, and she couldn't find it for days, but it was the chain that told her, your name is Carrie. This is who you are. And so what I want to offer you as your first leadership life hack, but your second one, is to be clear about yourself. Be clear about you, because despite all the things that you're going to have to go through, you have to be very, very clear about who you are. And you can't be anybody else. Be very, very clear about who you are. So in order to do that, I want you to think about all the things, all the aspects about your life, all the things that informed who you are. Who were the people that influenced you at an early age?